Hello. I just wanted to kind of drop in and say hi. Hope you're all doing well, and talk to you about kind of getting out of a creative funk. Something I've experienced recently over the last kind of few weeks and months. Certainly haven't created anything meaningful or worthwhile in that time, and have struggled creatively and mentally to produce anything really that I would be proud of or wanted to put online. So yeah, I just wanted to talk through that today with you. So I guess from my own personal experience, it's all about firstly embracing the fact that you're in a bit of a slump. I think if you try and deny that and you try and just go ahead and record stuff, create things, it can be bad because you're kind of in a bad place anyway. Your mood's probably quite low. You're not really appreciative of the ideas that you're coming up with, and then to go and try and make something out of that situation, I would say 9 times out of 10 you're probably going to review that and not like it, and so it begins kind of a vicious cycle of I'm feeling a bit rubbish, I'll make something anyway, oh no I don't like that, it's terrible, oh no I'm in a bad place again. So yeah, kind of just acceptance of the fact that maybe you're not in that space at the moment. And that's fine. Take a step back, chill out, don't do anything for a while, just appreciate it, embrace it, and understand that maybe right now isn't the moment to be creating. And then I would say, for me anyway, personally, the second phase was always, what can I consume that is new and fresh and might be able to drag me a little bit out of that slump? So for me, it's like watching YouTube content that I wouldn't normally watch, discovering somebody new who has fresh ideas, and let's face it, all the good ideas are kind of regurgitated, so there's no harm in going to watch someone else's content and kind of picking a few tidbits up here and there. It's kind of listening to new music for me is massive. I love music in general. I think it does wonders for the mind. I think with everything that I create, I tend to have a kind of playlist or a soundtrack in mind before I even start recording, so that's a massive help. I find listening to new music, new artists, songs and genres that I would not normally listen to actually really spark something internally for me. And I guess sometimes even it's kind of popping on your favourite movie or film and looking and watching and really watching intently to discover new techniques for storytelling. Something just so subtle sometimes can be the difference. And then I guess the next phase would probably be something that's, for me anyway, personally, a massive important life rule is to try and be active. So whether that's getting up and out in the morning, getting into some fresh air, getting into nature, whether that's going on a hike on the weekend for a few hours to clear the mind. For me, understanding the physicality of your body and what it might need to be performing at its best really goes hand in hand with the mental side, and I think sometimes you can shift a lot of the fog creatively if you just move your body kind of a few times in a week. So that's a massive life rule for me, but it does work creatively as well. And I think the last thing I will probably say is that rest is massively important. When you're in a funk, when you don't have any creativity, it seems, in your mind and you're in your body or your soul, it can be really difficult to force it. And I guess it harks back to kind of that first phase of acceptance. It's really important to rest at the best of times. If you have a busy lifestyle with kids or your partner, if stuff's just happening at 100 miles an hour, it can be really difficult sometimes to just create from that point. So resting when you can, and I mean meaningful rest, looking after yourself, having a bit of a pamper, enjoying a routine that allows you to cultivate proper rest within yourself, because without that, I don't think any of us have got the proper energy reserves to kind of put into everyday life, let alone trying to create something on the side. So that's a massive point as well. I think rest is really important for everybody. And that's kind of the key areas, I suppose, for me personally. It's something that I've gone through recently with being in a creative funk. There's kind of been a lack of ideation. There's been a lack of any kind of creativity within me. So I've tried to do those things to kind of alleviate that, and being outside in nature, getting proper rest, the acceptance part, and trying new things have all played a huge part in me being able to get back on camera, I suppose. And speaking to camera, even doing this right now, filming for the first time in who knows how many weeks, has been difficult. There's been several stops and starts and cut points, and you'll notice that through this edit. But hopefully it kind of shows like the vulnerability of where I'm at the moment creatively. So I think it's something that affects all creative minds at some point. You are bound to go through a low phase or a funk, and it's just about finding what works best for you. And that's not what works best for you as a creator, but sometimes as a human being first. So yeah, maybe some of those things hit home for you. If they did, as I say, leave a comment below. I will happily get back to you. Other than that, have a fantastic day. Leave a like on the video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and I'll see you on the next one.